How's it going today, guys? Today, we're going to start on the biggest project I have right now, the Triumph Tiger Cub. So, where do I start? I bought it a while back. There's a couple videos of me going through the parts and whatnot. But it's now time to sit down and actually rebuild the motor. I'd like to have it done April, May-ish. It's mid-January right now, it's the 16th. So I'd like to try to scoot this along a little bit. Where do I start on this? Well, I guess the best place to start is, so I have a tote box of parts. I have my T20CA, and I have a T20S case. With that being said, I'm going to put it up real quick. Starting this venture off, I had a little bit of free time at work and was told, hey, make yourself busy. So I said, okay. And I said, you know what I could use? An engine stand. So I made an engine stand. I was going to put it on here so it stands up nice. And it's not, I mean, it stands nice now, but I know once I get this side off, it's going to want to be wonky. It'd be a lot easier just to put stuff together with this. Problem one. If you haven't already seen it, the front of this case has been destroyed. And someone actually welded on a new tab. Unfortunately, they never drilled a hole in it. So, video number one, disassembly. Video two is going to be setting it up to drill it. I could drill it as is, but I'd much rather have everything disassembled. That way it's just working with the case. That way I can clamp it down to the table and not have any issues. As far as how deep am I going to go into cleaning, I'm not going to clean any of these welds up. I'm going to leave them as they are. I want it to be seen that this is a used bike. Now the story behind this bike, I was told, the gentleman I bought it from the, not an estate, but the wife and the kids of a gentleman who had passed away at some point in time, and he had raced it, supposedly. So that's about as far as I know about it, and I don't know what kind of racing he did, but this is where I'm at. So I'm going to start by trying to disassemble this motor the rest of the way. Getting the crank out. I have a big end bearing for it. I actually have, I believe I have every bearing, bushing, and seal for the entire lower end. I don't have anything for the top end yet, so that may come into play. I only have one top end. I have an oval jug, and it is rough, so that's going to take some work. But for now, we can get started on disassembly. And I just realized I probably ought to get my tools. Now, about a month to, it may have been 3 months ago, I knew I was going to need some tools for this, so I went out and purchased a set of super slim wrenches. Here in the States, it's kind of hard to come by Whitworth stuff, so I'm working with that. However, I remembered an old coworker had an old BSA at one point in time. That coworker said he's just sticking to Harleys from now on, and he wanted to get rid of stuff. So I went and bought some of his tools from him. I don't think it's a complete set. These old Bonnie Whitworth tools I think will do me well. I have some other tools in here, some old Triumph wrenches, and I think it's a tire spoon and a spoke wrench, but I'm not quite sure, and just some other odds and ends left in it. The key thing to me was getting a nice thread restorer, because I know a lot of the hardware on here is probably going to be beat up, and some of the stuff I have in the tote boxes is probably really beat up. So I went ahead and got that. I need to get a sleeve for it so I can just keep it with this. Anyways, so let's get started here. I'm not sure why the engine was totally disassembled as like it is. I'll put my tools off to the side here so I don't get them all messed up. Nope. I'm not sure why the engine was disassembled, and that's always the fun part of starting a project. That's a huge gouge right there. Probably a chain cut through there. And that's the hardest part to know what is actually going on. I think that does spin. Got a little bit to disassemble in here. The hardest part of knowing what is actually going on. Another key tip I'm going to say about taking this apart is I'm going to spend a lot of time photographing this, so I'll be some dead spots in the film, or I'll edit them out, or just shut the camera off. That way, when I decide to take this all back to put it all back together, I'll know what I'm looking at and what it looks like, what kind of screw went, you know, where it went, if it's there. I'm going to totally disassemble this thing, and I'm going to clean it. I'm not going to polish it. I thought about soda blasting it. I did that to my Seal 200 case. It didn't really help it a whole lot. Well, that thing looks torqued back there. Huh. That probably is, because you can see it really rode there. Anyways, I'm going to definitely tear this thing all the way down. Definitely needs a cleaning, really good cleaning. And we'll just assemble it, because it's really what this bike's going to be. A little bit of wear in here. What this bike's going to be is a riding bike. I plan to ride it quite a bit. Putting a bit of money into it. I want to enjoy it. So, nothing to do but to get started. Hopefully this camera doesn't move around too much. I see I got a weak battery on it, so that may play an issue here soon. Screwdrivers. Let me see. It's number 3. This one sure looks like a number 3. May have to go get my impact out. Nope. There she goes. Kind of a weird place to put a screw, but I'm no engineer. Okay. I'm going to take those 2 screws out, because I think those are 2 of the last side ones. The joys having an overfilled toolbox. Okay. I'm going to start bagging stuff. Socket isn't quite small enough. The 18, maybe it'll grab, or they're rounded off, one of the two. Not sure. Yeah, I think they're rounded off. Okay. What are we going to do here? I might have to heat these up to get them out, which means, unfortunately, I won't be doing that today. I don't want to bust my knuckles against that. Let me see if standard socket will be close enough, or a metric. Maybe a number 7. Nope. Or number 8. 8's loose, and that one does not fit on that one. 5/32. Too small. 11/30. That was actually a 5/16. Let's try 11/32. Boy, it grabs. That's close. Let's give it a go here. I don't like this idea, but we're gonna have to heat them up, I think. Oh joy. Alright, well, this video is slowly coming to an end. I guess I'll just take everything else off and we will heat it up. I'll have to put it on a list of bolts to get. I don't think I have those. I bought a lot of hardware, like generic case hardware, and I don't know if those come with it or not. May have to weld a nut to them and then take them off. Might be the easiest way. slowing my progress down. I guess I could have started this project a little earlier than today. Let's do this. That'd be the left-hand crank in our Sharpie out. Always document everything. This would have been better from the start. Just wire it up that way. All right. Let's remove that. Back in the boxes. That one's in that side case. I can deal with that one later. It's going to be called case props. So a little bit of saving here, the instruction manual. I forgot I had bought a puller. So let's see if I can, according to this, I just need to slacken the bolts, slacken off. So I'm not sure if that means I need to take it out or not. Well, so some die-hard guys that have rebuilt these before will probably know what to do. All right, I don't. So get my adjustable wrench out. And a wrench. 7/8, or is this metric? Oh, that's way small. Way small. Maybe 3/4. Ah, that's 3/4. That's metric because it's 3/4 fits. It says 8/8. All right. Hopefully I've slackened it enough for this to work. I did. Let's take this off. pull this part. Huh. Interesting. It's got a little key or a pin in here to help line it up. Okay. Now I should probably read the instruction on the distributor. Gear indicator. Huh. I guess you're supposed to drive this all out in one. Oh boy. So I plan on heating this up. I'm going to put my pinion tool up. I bought a little organizer for all these Whitworth hardware because I know there's a ton of hardware in these tote boxes yet. At some point I'm going to want to go through it. Might be tonight, actually, because I'm not sure what it all goes to. Maybe it'll be later. So you're supposed to just drive this out. I can't remember if I bought from inside the case. That's what it says. If the driven gear shows no sign of wear, it's got a little wear, but it's not bad. Doesn't feel tight in here. I wonder if it's got an oil hole in it. To prevent the bushing turning in the casing, remove the cover, replace the cover screw, which I assume is that screw. Is there a little... myself can't see anything in there, so I'm not sure. I'm going to end up heating this thing up to 357 degrees or so and getting that main bearing out, because I would like to replace all the bushings and bearings in this just so it's starting off fresh, because it looks like this one's pushed out a little ways, to be honest. I'm not sure what's up with that, but yeah, I'm going to try to replace everything while I can. So no sense in having to come back in and clean everything out or tear it all down just to replace one thing. So I'm going to have to do that later. But for right now, we're going to focus on these guys here. So when I start this video up tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and weld little nuts to this and try to break those loose. Get those off, get this cover off, then we can pull the crankshaft. If the lighting looks off, it's because, well, I'd already packed up for the day, but I managed to get the two screws out. What I ended up doing was hitting them with my MAP gas torch and locking onto them with the needle nose vice grips, but you could see they are just tore up, and whatever goop they had put on this crankcase really sealed it together well. So I need to bag those. Take the old trusty mallet here, and I think I got everything unplugged, or all the screws are taken out. Let me double check and run a flashlight over these holes. Make sure there's nothing in there holding us up. I think the big problem is going to be the seal on this crankshaft, so I'm just going to use the hammer in. This may be a little fun trying to get this separated. Oh. Looks like it's working its way around here, maybe. Well, here we are. Got everything disassembled. Boy, was this stuff holding me up. I got the torch out. I heated it up, my map gas torch, and heated it up and did a lot of tapping. It was really hard to get, you know, in this area where there's nothing to hit, but I finally got it to work. You don't want to use a screwdriver to get in there and pry, because then you divot your case and then you don't have as good a sealing. So we got this apart. Got all new bearings for this stuff, so I'm not super worried about it. It's cooled down now. It was pretty hot. So it looks like it's peened on. That's not a good sign, I don't think. But I will see if I could take this nut off, and we will take this apart, and it's like a little sight glass almost. Huh. Guess we could pull the crank out, I think, now. We'll look at how bad we are sitting here. What worries me is this right there. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not. I'm not overly familiar with how these are set up. I think it should just slide out. I think. Oop, like so. Yeah, like so. There's the crank. That's the pinned bushing. It's going to get a new alpha bearing, so hopefully that'll work out in there. And I'm going to check everything else over, make sure it looks pretty good. That is a crankshaft. Interesting. All right, got that undone. Put up my. Actually, I'm going to hold on to that wire. You never know when you need a little bit of wire. Okay. Oil feed tube there, I think. Main bushing. Looks like it's been a little chipped there. Someone beat that or something. I have no idea what happened there. Might be my tight spot. I don't think they all look like that. Let's take a look. Oil pump. Distributor. I guess they are like that. Not sure what's up with that one though. Why they're like that. Oh, it's a pin. That's why. That should be a pin in there. Huh. That thing really got worked over. That's a pin. Probably for alignment, I'm assuming. Let's see. Yep. Puts it right where it needs to be. Huh. Alright, interesting. Learning something new every day here. Well, obviously, never missed that. What really worries me here is this is peened. I'm supposed to lock this somehow. I'm not sure how I will lock that in place. Let's see if I could just hold on to it. Maybe we get lucky here. I have an idea. I have a clutch tool. Too loose. I'm not left myself enough room here. Shoot. Let's try a little different angle here. wrench for this. I know I don't have the right size socket. This is saying it's a... Could just get my calipers out. 32 millimeter, which is inch and half. That'd be inch and a quarter. Inch and a quarter. I don't think I have an inch and a quarter down here. All right, well, this is the last thing we have to disassemble. It's peened in, so it's not going to be fun to undo. Someone went to town on that. It is a nice gear, though. It does not look very worn. So, okay. So anyways, here we are. We got most of it disassembled. The trick I'm going to have now is to get this sprocket off, somehow hold it while getting around the peening that someone did there. That's going to be fun. I think it's inch and a quarter. I think I have a socket outside or in my other toolbox. Actually, you know what? Described it as it just pops right out almost. Guess not. There we go. Now we're moving. I'm running out of room for my poor little brass punch. It's not what I wanted to do. But we'll have to use a little bit bigger punch. Steel punch this round. So be very careful. Smaller tip though. There we go. And we're going to put our safety glasses back on just in case. So here we are, new day. I actually went and printed out the Triumph speed guide, basically. Mostly what I'm going to do was already what I was planning to do. I was going to use an R-cam. The T20CA is a 9-to-1 compression bike, so that's taken care of. And really the rest of it's just trying to make it breathe better. There's people online that do say that stock cam with the the R-cam with the stock piston is a really good way to go. I'd like to drive this bike 65 being like the top end. 60 would be great, 55 would be perfect. Anyways, so here we are back at it with paper, back at it with trying to get this off. I went and got my impact sockets out, and a 1 5/16" fits pretty good. Not great. I was talking with a coworker, and he said, "Why don't you just grab it with some chain?" Well, I have this, but I don't think it's going to work as well as I'd hoped, because I don't know if I actually have any spare chain from this bike. So I thought maybe I could get lucky and try to, like, you know, do something where it would actually grab it, but I don't think I'm going to achieve that. I think it's going to try to fight me the whole way here. Maybe I can get them out. Maybe that might work. Let's I have this clutch tool which I thought about trying to get in there, but it's not spaced out as well. Let me get my impact so I don't break anything. We'll see. Get a battery. That's got 3 bars. Alright. Let's see. Get the old DeWalt. Oop. Let's go the other way. Should have known I was not holding it the correct way. So either rip my hand apart or it'll work. Well, there we go. That came off. It doesn't look like it chewed it up too bad. That was probably really loud though. Threads don't look bad. Usable. I might get a spare one of these just in case. That worked out pretty good. I'm glad that did work. I was going to make this video into making a tool if I had to. Put this up. But it looks like I don't have to. Now we just got to get that. Get this off. There we go. So this doesn't look bad. The sprocket looks pretty good still. I may end up using it if it's within the size range I was hoping to work with here. And this, oh, well, looks like it already fell out, so no worries there. That's got a bushing in it. There it is, okay. Now how bad does this look? You know what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do? Figure out what size threads that is. What thread? What is that? 20? Is it 22 maybe? I think it is. 22. As high as I go on my little thread. Basically, I'm just trying to clean it out. It's a little bunged up right there. Is it usable though? Yeah, I think a person could reuse it. We're going to. I don't really want to have to buy new hardware, and I can fix it with my thread file. So, alright. Let's kind of put this together and we'll bag it. Now I'm not going to rip out all these bearings right away. I'm going to clean it up and probably be late of this video. I have a soda blaster. I might use it. I mean, it's not really tarnished anywhere. A lot of just cleaning. I think cleaning it will make it look a lot better than what it is. That thread looks like it's really had better days there. Oh, okay. But, alright. Well, it looks like the case is completely disassembled now. Yeah. I'm going to clean everything up. I'm going to have to throw it in the oven and drop that guy out. But I won't be able to show that because I'll do it at work, on the oven at work. Because I can't do it at home because that'll get me in some trouble. But crankcase is disassembled. And tell you what, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Check out some of my other videos.